Welcome back to Talk of the Town on 99.7, 1450 WHTC and WHTC.com.
And we welcome you back to Talk of the Town for this Tuesday, November 17th. I'm Gary Stevens. And we are pleased. Normally we get them once a month, but this time we get them twice a month. We are pleased to have on the other side of our Zoom connection, Ottawa County Sheriff Steve Kempker. Steve, good morning. Hope all is well with you and everyone involved with the Sheriff's Department.
Good morning, Gary, and thank you. Yes, all is well, but again, we've kind of gone in reverse here, and we're making a lot of adjustments, and hope you're well there at the station also, and everybody there.
We're holding up our end, as they say. Some new restrictions on county government offices and county government services in person. What can you tell us from your aspect about what people can do or cannot do in person and need to do virtually within Ottawa County?
Yes, Gary, the county administrator, along with the county board and the department heads, we've made the decision to go to appointment only. The doors are open, people can walk in. However, they may be referred to certain services that they need an appointment. There are signs on all of our doors and outside where if you have the technology, it's called a QR code. You hold your phone up to that and it will take you directly to a website and give you direct directions on how to seek an appointment with one of the departments here at the county. At the Sheriff's Office, we do get a fair amount of people with walk-in traffic here. So our front window is still open if somebody needs to come in and report something. But we're asking people, especially with fingerprinting, that's a large part of our operations up front, is they do need an appointment. Even if it is a court-ordered fingerprint to be taken, set of prints, they have to have an appointment. And on the county website, is all these steps and the phone numbers and the links that you can go in and schedule that. Gary, the other one that it kind of amazes me, and I understand, people want to make sure they get their paperwork turned in. The county does have a drop box now here where for the sheriff's office, the clerk's office, treasurer's office, they can drop paperwork off in that box, and it's emptied several times during the day. And one of the things we see here is what we've noticed really since last spring when COVID hit is gun sales have gone through the roof. We're seeing a lot of guns being purchased, and the permits and the registration has to be sent to the sheriff's office. A lot of people drive all the way out here to Fillmore to walk in to hand in that little 3x5 card. It's very easy. They can mail it to the sheriff's office. They can just address it right to the sheriff's office. When we open it, we know right where it goes to, or they can drop it in the drop box. Again, we've taken these precautions basically for the protection of our employees and also the citizens. And here at the sheriff's office, I do have to take it seriously because I cannot afford to lose, a whole department or a whole records department, and for our road patrol. Our operations are continuing as is. We're providing the same law enforcement services as we did with the first wave. The thing that I've noticed here with the second wave, Gary, is that first wave, we noticed a sharp decrease in calls for service, a very sharp decrease in the number of people that were coming into our jail. However, with this second wave, it's business as normal right now. We have not seen a decrease in our calls for service. We're averaging over 200 calls a day, and we're still dealing with some, what we've seen in the last several months, more significant and more serious crimes here in the county.
Peg McNicholas, a question for you from the WHTC newsroom. Peg?
I'm waving from over here, Sheriff.
Good morning, Peg.
Hi, good morning. Two quick questions. One, how healthy are your deputies right now? Because you talked, or anybody in your staff. I heard just like since the pandemic started, you've had maybe 2 road patrol officers get the virus. And then the other question is, I know with the fingerprinting, they're desperate right now for substitute teachers. Are you doing those as groups, having people come in, or you prefer them to come in as individual folks because you don't want groups of people in there?
Yeah, I'll kind of go backwards here, Peg, for the second question on the fingerprinting for teachers. We want people here individually. These appointments are set up so that the fingerprinting can take place the room and the equipment can be sanitized and give a gap in there for the next person. We don't want to build up of people in the lobbies here at the county. And again, yes, we are seeing some of those. So again, if they can schedule an appointment, they are done on an individual basis. As far as the health of the department, we're doing fairly good. And again, when we look at the day-to-day operations and the number of contacts that our deputies have, and the contacts the deputies have outside of work, we have had a few positive cases of COVID. They're immediately quarantined during that period of time. And once they are cleared by the doctor and our health department and our internal process here, they come back to work. So as of right now, I have not experienced a severe shortage of shift coverage. One of the things with the schools now being closed, we do have some extra deputies, school resource deputies that we've been able to plug in to help out if we do get any call-ins for sickness. And again, the same in our jail facility. Our jail facility right now is sitting excellent. And our goal is to, again, keep that COVID out of the jail.
We're talking with Ottawa County Sheriff Steve Kempker. I'm not going to ask you about the investigation that is going on from yesterday. A mobile phone store in my backyard was hit, brazen, middle of the day robbery attempt there, and I saw 5-6 prowl cars there. I wasn't going to say hi. It's not a social time. I know some of the deputies, and I'm just going to say, hey, what's going on? Like I do whenever I see Chris Tinney at a fire scene. Okay, Chris, what's going on? No, but it is an ongoing investigation. In a situation like that, needing to have the extra protection right now with the masks and all that, but yet expediency, responding quickly, especially if you have to dash in there and get, a situation, when time is of the essence, sometimes, you sort of have to become very adept in being able to put on the equipment and make sure the deputies are safe, but also be able to handle the situation as promptly as possible.
Yes, Gary, and there's some exemptions for law enforcement. Obviously, if it's a emergency situation or an officer has to act very quickly for his own safety or the safety of others, they're not going to take the time to put the mask on. I'm going to be honest with you. I think what we see here in the phone store robberies, yes, we have to respond very quickly. We're dealing with subjects that we know that are armed. The one in Allendale the other day, the getaway car was spotted, a short chase ensued, and we called that chase off. But again, I know just east of us, there were multiple gas station robberies the other night. The officers were out checking. They found the suspect, and a gun battle ensued between the deputy state police and the suspect. So again, like I said, the officer in a situation like that may not have time to get a mask on, and obviously for safety reasons and public safety.
One final thing, Sheriff Steve Kempker, and we appreciate you joining us on short notice here on WHTC. When the governor made her announcement on Sunday of the reenactment or the reinstitution of some restrictions, the Office of State Attorney General Dana Nessel came up with a statement saying that the Attorney General recognizes and strongly supports the need for these important measures in an effort to stem the dramatic increase in COVID-19 cases in Michigan. This virus is quickly spreading throughout our state. We must do everything we can to stop it and flatten the curve. The thing I'm going to point out to you and get your response of, as with past orders, county public health departments and local law enforcement are primarily responsible for enforcement in their own communities, and we hope they do so. We stand ready to assist them in their efforts. How much can the Sheriff's Department do to make sure some of these measures that we go into place at midnight tonight can be enforced on your end, or is it going to have to be basically a voluntary or a private effort in this regard?
Well, Gary, I think it's going to have to be an effort from everybody, whether voluntary, privately. This is a little bit lax, compared to the last time. Our businesses can stay open. I feel bad for the restaurant businesses that were, it was good to start seeing people back in our restaurants again and out and about. But we also recognize the fact is that this is spreading very rapidly, and it is taking lives. But again, each of these situations we will look at. We have reactivated, or let me take that back. It's always been available, is the Stay Home, Stay Safe complaints at myottawa.org. That can be reached on the county's website and also under the sheriff's website, a link there where people can report. Those are turned over, and our procedure from here will be any complaints that come in are reviewed by a deputy or one of our sergeant staff each morning up here at our office. They are forwarded on to public health. I much prefer, as I did in the beginning, was the non-compliance was to educate. And surprisingly, we had very good compliance when we went out and did the education piece, and public health is really the lead agency with this as far as the education and, sending a letter or contacting the business. There may be some cases, and we did not see it. I know there was one in Holland where, the salon was issued a ticket, and that was later dismissed, I think, by the prosecutor's office. I hope not to, see that happen. Again, it's a 3-week period. Now, rumor this morning is some people saying this is going to turn into more than 3 weeks. But again, I urge the public, if there is non-compliance, again, we will educate first and work with our public health department. And again, we've been advised through the AG's office that the state Michigan Department of Human Health and Services has a violation reporting system in place that we can forward things to for their action. And then again, some things we can do on the local level here. But again, I think things ran fairly good the first time. Some people, I understand, their feelings and the situation out there. I have friends and family that are in private business and the restaurant business that are suffering and don't know if they're going to be able to pull out of it if this is a long-term thing again. But again, I think, the statistics are out there, everything that's there. If we can get through this 3 weeks and drop that curve down, and hopefully, the promise of the vaccines is looking good too. So, but again, from an enforcement end, that is our last resort of action. Again, I prefer to educate and work with public health.
Let's see if we can get a call real quick. Good morning. You're on the line with Sheriff Steve Kempker. Hello and goodbye. I apologize for the delay. Sheriff Steve Kempker, Ottawa County, I want to thank you very much for joining us today on WHTC's Talk of the Town again on short notice, and keeping us informed of the situation, and look forward to chatting with you again, if not the end of this month, but sometime in December.
I think we're meeting up next week, if I remember right.
Yep.
Before the break. So
I don't have the calendar in front of me, but we'll take care of it. Thank you very much. Steve Kempker. Thank you very much, Steve Kempker on 99.7 and 1450 WHTC.